Hey, Adam Culbertson here. Before we begin, we got a promo from another independent podcast, so when you finish this episode, make sure you go and check them out.
Friday. Get ready, listeners, for the newest D&D podcast to hit the interwebs. This Friday, a new episode of A Fool's Quest explodes into action. Monster, mischief, mayhem. It's dice rolling excitement every week. Each episode under 1 hour long. Music in part by Midnight Syndicate. A Fool's Quest. Coming this Friday to a podcast service near you. Don't miss it.
Steel your mind for eldritch horrors of the universe unknown. For what is to follow is a tale of intrigue, mystery, and madness. You're listening to Microphones and Monsters.
Okay. Well, I think I'll probably just take out a little container out of my trench coat or my bag and scoop up some of the person
Okay.
into that container.
Are you going to make it into a smoothie?
And then I'm gonna I didn't see anything else in the room really, right? That's
there
the
wasn't
only
a
discernible solid body at this point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And solid is generous.
I'm gonna see Victor doing this, and then I'm also going to walk into the room and see what he's kind of investigating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you notice when you step in, you step into a congealed substance on the floor about an inch thick.
I'm gonna notice that and then see if I can take a sample of that and put it into one of the tiny vials I have in my set of tools.
Yeah. He's got
All
vials. Right. I've got like Tupperware.
Yeah. you've got Tupperware. I just have vials and corks.
Yeah.
Is there anything that I could maybe like jump onto that's not covered in like blood jelly?
The ceiling, apparently.
You notice there's a one of the gurneys that's near the door actually looks like it's like it's covered in just dark, dried up blood, but it doesn't look wet. It looks dry.
I think I'll still stay outside for now.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna walk over to Victor and see what he's investigating.
All right. I found this body in the body bag. It's pretty badly decomposed. But I took some of it to see if I might be able to glean anything from it.
Can I roll an investigation or a nature check to see exactly how long it's been there, or how the person or thing expired?
Maybe that would be a medicine check.
Or a medicine check. Nature
seems like a medicine check.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Go
the
ahead
doctor.
and
I just eat people.
Give me a medicine check.
Okay. Oh, where did that dice go? That is a 20.
Okay. Not a nat 20.
Not a nat 20.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It's skill. Yeah, so you notice that there is a bullet entry hole in the forehead. But as you're looking at it, you notice that it's strange. It is post-mortem, but there is some like slight healing that was going on. It's not quite post-mortem.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds you of a experiment early on in your studies of reanimation.
So this was total expiry of the subject and trying to basically reanimate the person back from a critical and serious wound, and they've already died.
Actually, the other way around. Just from gleaning over what you can see, it looks like somebody tried to reanimate the body, but the results weren't ideal, and then they put the bullet in the head.
I see. Okay. I've seen this before. This state. This result.
What do you mean?
It kind of takes you back to your college days.
Yes, college.
This guy went on a gnarly bender.
There's not enough time to explain all the details, but let's just say trying complicated and dangerously experimental procedures without being properly trained leads to unforeseen consequences. Victor, if you collected a sample of this, I wouldn't suggest eating it.
Oh, okay. I already got a sample, but I won't eat it then. Not if you say it's not safe.
You don't want to experience what this thing did.
Okay. Well, here, you can have the sample if it might be helpful.
I don't need it. I'm pretty familiar with what it is.
All right. I'll just hold on to it.
You gotta clean your Tupperware.
Exactly. I'm not just going to throw it in my Tupperware. This is what 1920 is. This we don't have reusable, disposable plastics in it. No, I got to clean my container out.
Okay. Is there anything else in the room besides the body bag?
That's really the only thing that stands out, other than the congealed blood all over the floor. Definitely some excrement.
Is there any more of the paw prints or handprints on the ceiling?
Yes.
Are they leading anywhere in particular?
Yeah. Are they going in a certain direction?
It is completely random. It does not look like they're leading anywhere. Like, you do see that there's like some tracks that go in and out of the room. But nowhere in particular in the room, other than like some wheel. You notice that some of the streaks on the floor are from the gurney wheels.
So it was wheeled, it was wheeled in there essentially.
Wheeled in and out.
Okay.
Yeah. Looks like it's been used quite a bit in this room, and stuff's been stored here and then taken out and put back in. Just there has been traffic.
Yeah.
They're just really messy.
I think this is a giant waste receptacle, if anything. We need to look for Gerbo. Let's check some of the other rooms.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just glad this isn't him.
I am too.
As you're walking out, you still have that congealed blood on your feet as you leave the room.
I'm going to be very careful to watch for their footsteps and avoid them.
Okay.
Like, specifically our footsteps.
Yes, specifically.
Okay.
Because our footsteps would still be wet.
All right, so as you're heading down the hall, there's a little gap in between that room and the next one. As you're heading down, you're hearing a faint kind of mechanical whirring sound coming out of what sounds like the next room.
Okay. Is the door closed on that one?
There's no door. It's just another open doorway.
Okay.
This room. Well, you haven't stepped in front of the door yet, but like the last room, you could definitely tell that there was hinges there, but the door has been removed.
Okay. Am I still sneaky?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna poke my head in. I'm not gonna walk into this one on my own.
Before he does that, I would like to cast a spell.
Oh.
Okay.
The spell I'm going to cast is See Invisibility. At second level.
Okay.
So for duration, you see invisible creatures and objects as if they were visible, and you can see into the ethereal plane. Ethereal creatures and objects appear ghostly and translucent.
Okay. That doesn't affect anything stealth-wise, or that's just magical invisibility and ethereal creatures.
Right. Like it would negate any kind of advantage they would get from actual invisibility.
Yes.
Like if
Okay.
they're really good at hiding, it doesn't necessarily negate their hide.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
And what I'm going to do for this is I'm gonna, while I have the goggles of night on, I'm going to basically adjust some of the dials on it, and then a secondary set of lenses is gonna swipe over to the front. And
Cool.
instead of,
I like that.
Instead of the low green, it's now like a low purple.
Nice. I like that. That's cool.
Can you still see in the dark though?
Oh yeah.
It just sort of. So it's just
Yeah.
like it's like the flip down sunglasses that people have on their regular glasses.
Kind
Yeah,
of.
exactly.
Well, I'm thinking like the way you said it flips. I'm thinking like when you get your eyes, when you get an eye test at a
Optometrist.
oh my god, optometrist, and they're like 1 or 2.
Yes. Something
One.
like that.
Actually,
exactly.
I was kind of
Invisible or
thinking
dark?
like I was kind of thinking like a gym cutter's glasses, like where they have
Yeah.
the several different lenses that they kind of flip up and down, so
Okay.
that they can
Yeah.
see like finer or
yeah,
less fine.
but the lens is the same size. It doesn't actually like go down like a size or anything. It's just kind of like almost like
But it
a
also means his goggles would have all these different arms with all these lenses just kind of sticking up
just
at all
sticking
times.
out. Yeah, very.
I'm
very
imagining Ray's
steampunkish.
goggles from Ghostbusters. The ones he wears on
This
his
is
head.
kind
and
of
pulls
getting
in.
into like Ghostbusters territory now that we're really getting it.
We are paranormal investigators,
We are.
more or less.
Who are you gonna call?
Okay, is there anything I can see after casting that?
No, you don't see anything.
Okay.
You don't see anything that's invisible or ethereal
Okay.
in the hallway.
And this spell lasts for 1 hour. So.
Okay.
Cool.
And ethereal is not the same as Dreamlands.
Yeah, this is more.
Right.
This is more.
Yeah.
Hey, if we're
Spooky
in
ghost.
if we're in a spooky area and there's spooky ghosts, I'm gonna see a spooky ghost.
Like
Okay.
like the Dreamlands and the ethereal plane like kind of work similarly in that they kind of share space with the material plane, but they're not really the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no spirits that are like in the hallway looking at you or anything like that.
Okay.
Nothing of alarm.
All right. Okay. I think I want to peek into that room and hear what that whirring sound is.
Well, Victor was
or-
gonna
or-
peek in
yeah.
with his stealth.
Oh, yeah,
I was
I forgot.
just in case there's
I
something
for-
that's going
I
to jump
forgot-
out. And,
Yeah, I forgot
get
you got
us.
good stealth. So yeah, do that.
yeah, so I'm
Okay,
just
so
going to peek in to
Victor.
make sure that the room's empty.
So, Victor, as y'all got closer to the door, you did notice that the whirring sound, the mechanical whirring sound, did get louder. And as you peek in, you see 2 almost construct corpses that have these mechanical devices out of them, replacing their limbs and just combined to them. You notice that like their spines are like complete metal, and they have like hoses and mechanical tubing going in their skull and sticking out of their body, as well, where there is flesh, and you could tell that the flesh is it's not fresh. It's definitely rotting flesh, and you see that they are gathering from a pile, and when I say pile, half of the room back, there's bodies stacked around, corpses of dead humans, orcs, elves, halflings, gnomes. Like, there's all kinds of bodies that are just stacked in different areas. They are picking up those bodies and like putting them on gurneys and just kind of piling them up.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to walk in there by myself. So I'm going to sort of pull my head back and be like, Julian, you got to see this. You need to look at this. I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Okay. And then I'll follow Victor and kind of peek into the doorway.
All right. So like so Victor's like sticking his head in like
my
lower,
head goes right above his.
because and your head's right above his, and both of you are peeking in, and you see the same thing I just described to Victor. Aleister.
Surely Aleister's curious at this point if I told Julian he needs to look.
Yes, that is right. I do not want to be left out.
You're more so
emotionally
miffed
like
about that than anything.
So now
Yes.
he's at the bottom.
It's more
Yeah.
about being left out than anything.
How tall is Julian?
I think it's maybe 6 foot, maybe.
Okay, yeah, so I'm in the middle and then you're on the top.
And then Aleister's at the very bottom of the door with his
Just a little
peeks
black
his head
cat head.
in, avoiding not to step in their bloody footprints.
Being very careful too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so all three of you see the same thing I described.
Can we see if Gerbo is either being put on the gurneys or in the piles?
Just so far from what you can tell, the bodies are definitely older. They're not fresh,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're definitely
just
old,
from what you can see.
more than like a week old.
Yeah.
Are they,
So-
when they're putting the bodies on the gurneys, are they just throwing them on there, or throwing them on there and strapping them down and everything?
They're kind of just they're not even really putting them on long ways. They're just piling
them on.
bodies on there as good as they can. Every now and then you'll see just a body fall off, and then they just kind of ignore it and keep stacking bodies.
And the constructs aren't
They're constructs.
Yeah.
They're constructs, so they're like those robot people like Bracket. Or am I getting that confused?
Like who?
Like from Gimbal and Brackets.
Oh no, that is
Warforged, that's different.
Warforged.
yeah,
okay.
that's different.
Okay.
These are like corpses that are they're cyborg corpses basically.
So the cyborg corpses are putting bodies on gurneys?
Yeah.
Okay. I somehow lost what was putting what where. Sorry about that.
It's like an undead kind of look to it, but it's mechanical.
It's like an undead Borg. Star Trek.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Something
Zombie
like that.
Borgs.
Zomborgs.
Okay.
At least they're not Beetleborgs.
And so
Big bad
the
Beetleborgs.
whirring is definitely coming from those two. It's not coming from anything else.
Correct.
Okay. As much as this piques my curiosity, Gerbo's not here. We still need to find Gerbo. And I don't think getting into a fight right now is going to help us do that. I think we need to keep looking and let these things be.
Just let them keep desecrating those bodies.
The bodies have been dead for long. It doesn't matter anymore. Other than a smorgasbord for you, but we have other things we need to take care of right now.
Trust
Look
me,
at
they
all
don't
that
look very
food going to
tasty.
waste.
What was that, Richard?
I was just saying, look at all that food going to waste.
It sounds like this isn't so much food as much as like we're looking at the dumpster behind the Wendy's.
I wouldn't even say Wendy's. I would say like Cookout or something, like something bad.
For those who don't know, Cookout is a fast food chain in the southern United States.
And really should only be eaten between the hours of 11:59 to 3 a.m. No other time between if you're a responsible adult.
But if you're irresponsible, it's delicious.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's the best choice you can ever make. Okay, yeah, I'm for just skirting by this and seeing if we can find Gerbo in a different room.
Yeah, I mean, if we can not get noticed and check out the other rooms before we have to deal with this, then that does make a little bit of sense. Maybe we'll find something else, but
Yeah, I
don't know if these guys being left to do their own thing is
they haven't noticed us.
Ultimately.
We're not fighting them yet.
right. Exactly. I don't want to fight zombie Borgs just yet.
And also want to make use of this second level spell I cast to find something instead of taking the time to fight these things. It wouldn't be much time in terms of battle time progressing, but still, I want to take full advantage of it.
Okay. Yeah, we can check out the rest of the hospital real quick to see if we can find Gerbo.
I'm also going to roll a stealth check now that we're going to try to avoid them.
Okay.
I think you're trying to leave me out again.
That's a natural 1.
Oh no.
Ooh, okay.
Now Julian's just clanking around, knocking gurneys over.
Hold on. Hold on. What, Richard? Are you gonna try and stealth?
Yeah, because I hate being left out.
Okay. So. All right. What's your marching order?
I thought it was...
Who's going first?
I thought it was Victor, then me, then
Victor.
Aleister.
That's
Okay.
generally how we've been going.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my stealth check is going to end up being a 7.
7. So
I just wanted to make sure. So like I'm imagining like Victor like stealthily like being really careful and walking past the door. Like you're gonna try and like go to the other side of the hallway to do it or something like that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to get to where we haven't been yet. The geography is getting a little confused in my head right now. Personally,
It's a hallway.
Oh,
It's a hallway and there's
Okay.
doors on. You've just been checking doors.
if
in
this
the
is
hallway.
just a hallway, yes, I'm gonna try to sneak past this doorway.
Okay. So you successfully sneak
Yay.
past it with your stealth check earlier. Now, Julian, as you're trying to cross, you kind of misstep. You step on a wet spot on the floor of blood, and your feet are already your shoes are already wet, and you slip, and you fall on your butt.
Shit.
You make enough noise that the two constructs in the room turn around and look at you, and you see their glowing lights for their eyes flash and focus on you. And roll for initiative.
Fuck.
And you're starting this prone.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, excellent. Roll for initiative.
I rolled a 10.
I got a 12.
I'll be at 14.
Oh, there we go.
Please roll low.
And I guess since these guys are dead, at least partially, I want to figure out whether I can damage them and use my psychic feast thing or not. Do you have a
What's your what's Julian's initiative bonus?
It's +2.
Okay. All right. So, Aleister, you're up first, and you just watched Julian bust his ass. The whirring in the room got louder. You noticed that they had turned and looked at Julian.
Okay, then. Well, I guess we shouldn't really waste any time. I'm going to go ahead and cast a moonbeam. I'm assuming both of them are close enough to get both of them in.
How big is the moonbeam again?
10-foot radius, I think. I'm looking up right now.
10 foot. You would be able to get one of them.
No, I'm sorry. 5-foot radius.
They're far enough apart. Yeah,
So,
they're far enough apart.
how far apart is far
Like one's
enough?
on one side of the room. They are about 15 feet apart.
Is one of them maybe closer to the door than the other?
Yeah. One is slightly closer to the door.
Yeah, I want to put it on the front one, kind of spread out so that it kind of sort of covers the doorway. Because it's 5-foot radius, so 10-foot diameter.
Okay. Yeah, roll for what you got to do for that.
Make sure to roll well.
Right.
Yes, please remember that.
So it'll need to make a Constitution saving throw. DC is going to be 16.
That is a 6 and it fails.
Cool.
Since this moonbeam is a nice 3rd level, it ends up being 3d10.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh.
Somewhat average, so 14 damage.
All right.
And then I'm going to go ahead and position myself in the doorway so that I can fire an Eldritch Blast. Oh, not yet, I guess. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Aleister's defending me. That's so cute.
I'm not going to get in the doorway just yet. I'm going to be kind of still to the side so that I can see in.
Yeah, so you're just the doorway's going to be blocked with this moonbeam.
Ideally.
Okay. All right.
And I think we decided that the damage for it is set at the time of casting. So the
Yes,
damage
so
is
14 is
for
the full
and,
damage. 7 for half.
And that'll be all for me for now.
Okay. Victor.
Well, I guess I turn around and see Julian has fallen.
Now, Aleister, did you leave enough room, or were you trying to get it?
I wasn't
Well, no,
necessarily
it'd
trying to
be-
block the whole doorway per
Yeah.
se, because I'm imagining that the closer one wasn't like right up at the door.
It wasn't.
Right. I'm not
Um,
extending it toward the door from it. I'm extending it back from it.
Back.
So,
Okay.
so it'll
Okay,
be
cool.
kind of like, if it's, say, on the right side of the room, like spread out toward the left and back. If that makes sense.
Okay. So Victor, you were in front of Julian and you heard him hit the ground and you hear the whirring. So you turn around.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Well, I mean, obviously I have to see Aleister act first, and so now I see Aleister has stepped in front of the door and put a moonbeam in front of it, and it's blocking the doorway, right?
It's not
really
blocking the doorway.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
It's inside the room. It's just it's covering in front of the and in front of the other construct.
Okay, I guess, how far back towards the back of the room is the other guy? Like, how many feet would that be? I mean, how big is this room?
It's about as big as the rest of the rooms. It's like 15 feet to the middle of the room, 30 feet back. I would say he's at about 25 feet.
25 feet, okay. All right. I guess what I'll do is I'm just gonna run into that room, and I'm gonna try to hit this guy. I'm just gonna try to hit the guy in the back with my sword. Why not?
Okay, so the 5 feet to get to the door, 25 feet to run
I
back there.
technically have 10 feet of movement left, but that won't get me too far away. So
Well, I guess that 10 feet would get you around the moonbeam, right?
okay, so I've just used all my movement speed to get right in front of this guy.
Yeah.
Cool. All
Well,
right.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to try to hit him with my butterfly sword twice and see what happens.
Okay.
That was a 11. Did I hit him with an 11?
Roll your next hit.
Okay. Oh, come on. That would be a 9.
All right, so you take a swing, and he raises his mechanical arm, and you hit the mechanical arm, and it's solid. Like you ding, and you go to swing again, and he moves the arm again, and blocks your sword with that thick metal part of his arm.
Okay, that does not bode well. Okay, I am going to use a key point.
Okay.
I am going to activate Flurry of Blows, so I can get two more unarmed attacks in there.
All right.
And I'm going to look for a fleshy spot,
Okay.
and I'm going to try to hit it with my claws.
All right, go for it. Roll for damage, or roll to hit.
Oh my gosh. 9.
Okay. Next.
Finally. Okay. I actually have to do math this time. 24.
With your non-sword hand, you go to slash again. He moves his arm. You catch that metal part, but as you bring your claw back to strike at him again, you actually catch one of the hoses on his arm. Fluid starts leaking out of the hose that you severed.
Okay. Do you want me to roll for damage?
Yeah, roll for damage.
Okay. That would be 5 damage.
Okay.
And I guess that's
That's
all
it.
I can do. Yay.
All right, Julian, you just your butt's a little sore and wet now. Your butt's a little wet.
That's also bad because I know it's on the ground.
Yeah, you're on the floor. You just watched Moonbeam appear, and Victor just bolted inside of the room, and you hear a hose go and spraying
Okay.
like while you're doing what you're doing.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to stand up because I don't want to be on the ground. And that's always being shot at. And I am going to cast.
Save Victor.
You're not been damaged yet. You're fine.
You're fine.
I'm next to a robot that I can't hurt.
You've been next to worse. Okay, good. All right. Just want to make sure that was the case. I am going to cast Ray of Sickness on the one that was also in the beam.
Okay.
So that is going to be a really nice bonus to hit. So, but I need to play it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 of the vials I have out of my kit. I'm going to mix them together and shake them up really, 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 really well. And then I'm going to inject it into the flashlight I've used before. And then I'm going to shine that at the creature. And since I'm using the alchemical kit, I get an additional +4 on top of my regular casting spell attack. So that puts it at a... Hold on, let me make sure I'm doing this correctly and I'm not cheating. Whenever you cast a spell using alchemical supplies as the spellcasting focus, you gain a +4 bonus to 1 roll of the spell. The roll must restore or do damage based on acid. So 1 roll I get a +4 on, but I'm only casting 1. Oh no, wait, is it 2, right?
I think, from what it sounds like, that roll be for the amount healed or the amount of damage.
Oh,
not for like the to hit.
Okay, so it's not the attack. It'd be the I gotcha.
That's what it sounds
Well,
like.
that
to
cool.
me.
Well, that's better because then I'd have a +11 and not a whole lot of damage. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, I'm gonna roll to hit. That is a 17 + 7 is a 24.
That hits.
All right, and okay, I'm gonna do. Oh, it needs to make a Constitution saving throw for it to do damage.
It's 11.
Nope. So that is going to be 2d8 poison damage, and then I'm going to add +4 to one of them. So I'm going to roll the first one with the plus. That's good, because it's 4, so 4 plus 4 is 8. And then the second one is an 8, so 16.
Okay. So you shine the flashlight on it, and it doesn't seem to affect it at all.
Motherfucker. I just look stupid with the flashlight in my hand.
It just doesn't seem to phase it.
Well, I think I kind of know the archetype of these creatures.
You like shake the flashlight, like pound it against your hand.
There you
a
go.
few
Chad's like,
times.
maybe it's out of batteries.
Oh man.
Yeah, and just getting up and casting that, and that's what I was doing.
Okay. That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'm going to start with the back one that Victor's at.
Okay.
All right. So that's a 7 to hit. What he does, his other arm that has a little bit more flesh on it, but you see just like mechanical muscles and stuff underneath the holes in the flesh, but the hand is a clamp, and he goes to put the clamp around your throat, and you dodge out of the way before he can grab you.
Yay.
Hey.
It's that AC 17, baby.
Does it do anything else?
No,
Bastard.
it doesn't do anything else. The other one,
What?
what?
It sounded like Aleister was disappointed that
Oh.
Victor didn't get damaged.
No, not about that. But also the one that is standing in the moonbeam when he starts his turn will get another tick from it.
Do I have to do another con save?
Like the way that the whole thing is worded is when they start their turn in the beam or they move into it for the first time on each turn, they make a con saving throw, and on a successful or on a failed throw they take, well, in this case 3d10 damage, and on a successful throw they take half as much.
Okay. So based on the wording, at the beginning of the turn, he has to make the save again to take full or half.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That's a 21.
Okay, so he takes half.
Okay.
So that's another 7 damage on him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Good job.
And he is going to move forward where the flashlight came from. His attention is focused on Julian. His attention has not left Julian the entire time that since he landed on his butt in the hallway after he slipped.
Just like I drew
So
it up.
he's coming he's coming for Julian, and again he's got a clamp hand, and he is going for your throat.
Gotta give him the clamps.
The clamps. God. You think I should give him a clamps with these here
That's-
clamps I got? You're a freaking genius, you idiot.
That's a 23 to hit.
No, it doesn't hit. Sorry.
I just decided it doesn't. I don't want it to
Specifically,
hit.
23 doesn't hit me.
If we're
Yes,
using
there
special
it
rolls,
is.
then I hit all of the last ones that I tried to use. I didn't
So
know we were
you
using
take
special roll.
9 damage,
Ouch.
and the clamp went around your throat, and he picked you up in the air, and you are grappled.
Oh, great.
Oof. Oof. Hello again, dear listener. Aleister here. It seems that Julian has got us into a spot of trouble again. And I suppose I'm going to have to be the one to dig us out of this situation. As per usual, I'm the only one with my head put on straight, so to speak. I wonder what it is that Julian knows about these things. He seems quite familiar for some reason. For that matter, I don't really know what these things could be. It's not something that I've encountered before, and it's very curious. It piques my interest in a way. This does seem like some horrible facsimile of life, but it does question the possibilities. If something like this were to be expanded, how much better might it become? How effective could it potentially be? Would it be possible to perhaps return someone lost long ago? One thing is for certain, I don't think that Victor is going to be able to find much of anything to eat in all of this. It seems quite unsavory, even for his tastes. I am very curious about the cat paws that were strewn about everywhere. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I didn't leave them, so that means there must be another cat here, right? And if there's another cat, then what might it be? Is it one of Othar's? Or perhaps another stray? Maybe it's an unawakened cat that just wandered into the wrong place. To be honest, I am quite uneasy in this place. It is very messy, and I would prefer that we leave as soon as possible. Sometimes I wonder why I do the things that I do. I mean, when it comes for it, I don't particularly loathe Gerbo, but at the same time, I don't really care about him too much either. It seems that Victor has latched onto him very quickly. Perhaps Victor is just desperate for friends. Maybe the reason that I'm really here is because I don't really have anything else to do. So much more research, but materials that I don't have to be able to research from. I suppose I'm looking for opportunities for new leads, we'll call it. If you'd like to maybe give some input, maybe give me some leads, maybe just say hi. You can check us out at microphonesandmonsters.com, where we have links to all of our social media as well as all of our podcatchers. All music is written and produced by Marco Mazzei of Fallen Highway Studios. Thank you for listening in, and join us next time on Microphones and Monsters.